At 73 years old, I've reached a vantage point that allows me to see the world with brutal clarity, and what I'm about to disclose might sit uncomfortably with you. Almost everything you've been led to believe regarding the journey of growing older is a complete fabrication. The most distressing part? The figures you look up to, your mentors, your family, and the very fabric of society are either perpetuating a myth or are just as lost as everyone else. For the first 5 decades of my existence, I was a devoted follower of these same illusions. I genuinely believed I had mastered the game of life. I possessed the prestigious career, the beautiful home, and the unwavering validation of my colleagues. However, at the age of 52, a single, earth-shattering moment dismantled my entire reality. The insights I have gathered in the 21 years following that day have radically transformed my perception of existence, our finality, and the space that lies between them. I'm not recording this to showcase my vanity or to masquerade as some enlightened sage. I'm speaking to you now because my clock is ticking louder than ever, and there are truths you must absorb before your own window of opportunity slams shut. This isn't for my benefit, it is a lifeline for yours. At 52, I experienced what medical professionals clinically refer to as a major cardiac event. That is simply a polite way of saying my heart attempted to end my life right then and there. I remember being in the middle of a high-stakes boardroom meeting, dissecting quarterly growth projections, when the world suddenly tilted on its axis and dissolved into a blur. My next conscious memory was a sterile hospital room, tangled in a web of intravenous tubes, while my wife wept silently in the shadows. The surgeons told me I was fortunate. Fortunate? I had just looked directly into the abyss of my own end, and they called it luck. Yet, looking back, they were absolutely right. Spending those long, agonizing hours in a hospital bed with nothing but my own thoughts forced me to confront a terrifying truth. I had spent my entire life operating on autopilot. I wasn't truly living. I was merely a passenger in my own body, checking off boxes and performing a script written by everyone except myself. The thought that still haunts my nights is this: if my heart had successfully stopped that afternoon, what legacy would I have left behind? A deed to a house? A healthy bank balance? A list of professional accolades that would be forgotten within a few years? Right now, you are likely telling yourself the most dangerous lie of all. I still have plenty of time. You tell yourself you'll start living later. I see people in their prime, their Shroon Thania, their Lathun Thania, and Arbaun Thania, trapped in this same cycle. They say, once I hit that financial milestone, I'll be happy. Once I land that promotion, I'll finally breathe. Once the children are independent, I'll see the world. Once I retire, I'll pursue my passions. Let me save you 5 decades of quiet desperation with a single, unvarnished truth that someday never arrives. The goalposts of your life are constantly being moved by your own ambition and fear. You secure the promotion, and suddenly, it's not enough. You earn more, and your needs expand to swallow it whole. You are forever sprinting toward a horizon that retreats with every step you take. Before you can blink, you're 70 years old, staring at the ceiling and wondering where the decades vanished. I lived that tragedy. I spent 30 years exhausting myself to climb the ladder of success, only to reach the summit and realize it was leaning against the wrong wall entirely. The most sobering reality about this journey is that time is a one-way street. There is no reversing the vehicle to try a different route. Once a decade is spent, it is gone forever. Here is a truth that rarely makes it into commencement speeches or self-help books. Traditional success is a deceptive, often hollow destination. I share this as a man who checked every box on the societal scorecard. I rose to the level of partner at my firm, secured the grand estate, and commanded the respect of my industry peers. Yet, in the quiet moments, I realized none of it carried any true weight. You reach the summit you've been climbing for years, and for maybe 48 hours, you feel a surge of triumph. But then, the chemical high evaporates. You return to your baseline state, and suddenly you feel the need for a higher mountain, a bigger title, or more external validation. It is a relentless hamster wheel designed to keep you running until you collapse. I think often of a close friend who passed away 3 years ago at the age of 68. He was the embodiment of the hustle culture, working 70-hour weeks for decades, building a multi-million-dollar enterprise, and never once allowing himself a genuine vacation. He always spoke of slowing down next year, but next year arrived in the form of a debilitating stroke. At his memorial, his son delivered a eulogy that still rings in my ears. My father was a titan in the business world, but to me, he was a stranger who lived in the same house. Is that the legacy you are currently working so hard to build? When you reach my age, your regrets won't stem from your professional blunders. They will be born from the things you never had the courage to do. I don't lie awake at night, mourning a failed merger or a lost investment. Those are trivialities. What haunts me are the phantoms of missed opportunities. The trip to Japan I kept postponing because I was too busy. The bond with my brother that I allowed to wither through neglect. And the book that lived in my head but never touched paper. Most of all, I regret the hours I stole from my children to give to a company that replaced me within a month of my retirement. These are the things that gnaw at your soul. The roads not taken and the love left unexpressed because you were too preoccupied with the grind. We live under the dangerous delusion that our time with loved ones is infinite. It isn't. When my father died suddenly when I was 45, we had a fractured, complicated relationship. I always assumed we'd eventually find the time to heal those wounds when my schedule cleared up. We never got that luxury. A heart attack claimed him in a matter of hours. My deepest sorrow isn't about the big arguments. It's about the simple Sundays I didn't call him, the dinners I skipped because I was exhausted, and the mundane moments I let slip through my fingers. After my own brush with death at 52, I performed a radical audit of my life. I stepped back from the corporate ladder and began ruthlessly saying no to the trivial to make room for the essential. In these past 21 years, I've gained more wisdom than in the previous 50. The secret to a life well lived is embarrassingly simple, yet we work so hard to complicate it. Prioritize time with those you love. Engage in work that moves your soul. Choose experiences over possessions. And master the art of being truly present. I understand that when you're young, this sounds like a collection of cliches. I would have rolled my eyes at my age too, citing the pressure of bills and responsibilities. I'm not suggesting you abandon your career or stop paying your mortgage. I am suggesting that you stop sacrificing the permanent on the altar of the temporary. Ask yourself this question and be brutally honest. If your story ended tomorrow, would you be satisfied with the chapters you've written so far? I'm not asking if people would be impressed by your resume or your funeral attendance. I'm asking if you would feel a sense of peace. If the answer is no, then I must ask, what are you waiting for? What is so important that you are willing to gamble your one and only life on the hope that you'll have time to fix it later? At 73, I am acutely aware that I am living on borrowed time. We all are, but the tragedy of youth is the illusion of invincibility. My 3 grandchildren are currently caught in the same whirlwind I see everywhere today, stressed, anxious, and sprinting toward goals that offer no lasting fulfillment. I try to share these perspectives with them, but they are in the middle of a storm. They believe their circumstances are unique and that the old rules of mortality don't apply to them. That is precisely why I'm recording this. I am sharing these reflections with the fervent hope that if enough voices join this chorus, someone out there will truly listen. Perhaps my words will serve as the spark for you to make a different set of choices today. My goal is to help you bypass the heavy, suffocating weight of regret that trails behind people like me every single morning of our lives. You must face the uncomfortable reality. You are moving toward your inevitable end every second. While our society treats the subject of mortality as a taboo to be ignored, the truth is that your time is not an infinite resource, nor is the time of those you cherish. If your parents are still here, they are aging alongside you. One day, likely much sooner than your mind is prepared to accept, they will be gone. Your friends, your partners, your children, none of these connections are permanent fixtures. They are fleeting gifts. So, I ask you, what is your next move? Are you going to keep leaving that essential phone call on your to-do list? Will you continue to push that dream trip into the vague territory of later? Will you persist in the delusion that you'll finally make time once things settle down? Or will you experience an awakening today and start navigating your life with the understanding that every hour is a diminishing asset? Because the truth is, your time is strictly limited. If I could reach back through the decades and speak to my 30-year-old self, I would give him this unfiltered advice. Stop exhausting yourself trying to win the approval of people who won't even remember your name in 10 years. Stop bartering your physical and mental health for a corporate title or a corner office. Stop treating happiness as a distant reward you'll eventually earn. You do not need a permit or a promotion to start living the life you actually want. Pick up the phone and talk to your parents while you still can. Embark on the adventures that currently exist only as bookmarks in your browser. Lean into the activities that terrify you, because those are the moments where growth actually happens. Start saying a firm no to the obligations that drain your spirit, and start saying an enthusiastic yes to the experiences that make you feel truly alive. Most importantly, begin this very moment. Not next season, not after this current project is finalized, not when your bank account hits a specific number. I can promise you from the perspective of 73 years. The perfect time is a ghost. It does not exist. Life will always be inherently chaotic, messy, and overflowing with excuses to wait. But if you fall for that trap, you will eventually wake up and realize you spent your entire existence waiting for a life that never actually started. I am 73 now. If I am incredibly lucky, I might have another 10 or 15 years ahead of me, perhaps 20, if I am truly blessed. But in all likelihood, it will be less. And strangely, I have found a profound sense of peace with that. These last 21 years have been the most vibrant and meaningful of my entire journey. This isn't because I accumulated more wealth. It's because I finally began to live with radical intentionality. I stopped letting life happen to me and started making life happen. I've visited the corners of the world I once only dreamed of. I have forged deeper, more honest bonds with my children and grandchildren. I've pursued hobbies I ignored for decades, cleared the poison of old grudges from my heart, and said I love you more times than I can count. There is a beautiful irony in this. I am far more content at 73, knowing my days are numbered, than I ever was at 30 when I thought I was immortal. When you finally grasp that your time is a finite currency, you stop throwing it away on things that don't matter. You stop postponing your joy. You realize that you don't wait for the right time, you have to create it. Right now, in this very moment, you are standing at a pivotal crossroads. You possess the agency to make a definitive choice about how the rest of your story will unfold. You could choose to remain on your current trajectory, exhausting yourself in the pursuit of superficial milestones, delaying your joy for a future that isn't guaranteed, and whispering to yourself that you'll find the time eventually. Or you can choose to wake up. You can choose to acknowledge that your life is slipping through your fingers much faster than you'd like to admit, and that the existence you've been dreaming of shouldn't be a distant goal, it needs to be your current reality. I cannot force your hand. I can't step into your life and change your habits for you. However, I can offer you the perspective of someone who has already walked the path you are on. Believe me when I say, you do not want to reach 73 years of age only to look back through a lens of mourning, wishing you had possessed the courage to choose differently. You don't want to be haunted by the person you could have been if you hadn't been so afraid of what others thought. Please, do not squander 52 years of your life just to arrive at the same realization I did. Take the shortcut I am offering you today. Learn from the scars of my mistakes so you don't have to earn your own. Start living with a sense of radical intentionality. Ruthlessly prioritize the people and passions that actually matter to your soul. Stop waiting for the mythical someday to arrive. That day is not on the horizon. It is staring you in the face right now. It is today. It has always been today. If these words have struck a chord within you, I ask you to join this conversation. Share this message with someone who is currently lost in the grind. Leave a comment below and tell me, and more importantly, tell yourself what specific change you are going to implement today. What is the one thing you've been putting off that you will finally start? I invite you to subscribe and stay connected, as I intend to spend whatever time I have left sharing the unvarnished truths that most people are too distracted to see. My clock is ticking, and yours is too. We don't have a second to waste on things that don't feed our spirit. The sun is setting on another day. What exactly are you going to do with the time you have left?